Hey, what's up, folks? We're gonna translate the Echo Knight and work on some of the Forsaken Barbarian subclasses for the martial power mana system today. Give me a second here to check my signal. Make sure I sound the way that I'm supposed to sound, considering this morning was all wackadoodle. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Considering this morning was all wackadoodle. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Considering this morning was all wackadoodle. That sounds good. Man, that microphone makes a big difference. All right, we're gonna gear up here. Give me a hot second for me to do my social media splashes. I'll go through a very quick intro here, and then we'll get to work. So, let's see. Cascade of buttons. All right, we're gearing up here. So, hey, my name's Phil Kearney. What's up? I create role-playing games. I illustrate them, and I publish them online. And we're creating new mechanics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition 2024. The color mana spell point variant rules, which already exists on the DMsGuild using 2014 rules, but with 2024 mechanics now out in the open, we have new toys to play with, and I am a big fan of 2024. All the way that they get you to bend resources, like drop the cost of spells, or to get kicker effects when you do things, like spend one resource, and you get to do this other thing in addition to it. There's a lot of really cool, just little cool things that you can fiddle around with. So I'm really enjoying finding those little tools and kit bashing them with the mana system that we have. So, hey, how you doing, V? You do return, and so do I. You just keep coming back. I'm here 10 times per week. I won't be here tomorrow because in America it's Thanksgiving. It'll be a holiday. But I have Friday off, and I have my Saturday brunch stream as usual. So let me just finish up with where we're at here. There we go. All right, so if you want to follow me, catch what I got going on, I'm on the Twitter platform at Phil Kearney. You can catch when I go live, the artwork that we post, works in progress, coupons, articles, etc., etc. Just a big shout out to folks from this morning. We built enough momentum for the Subclasses Revivified to become a gold medal bestseller. We cleared 500 sales pretty handily. I think a huge kicker, and big thanks to Polygon Magazine that picked up notification of this. I would say that easily doubled our numbers within a week. So got us over the hump of 500. We're climbing our way to platinum right now, which we'll arrive at with 1,000 sales. So this is a really cool project. I was really proud to be a part of it, and I get to look and reference off of this for subclass ideas when we convert it into the color mana system. So we might be spending some time doing that here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications of when we are live in the future. And thanks to new subscribers. And here's a slew of books that we've already created that they all have free previews. Where's the ones? Oh, yeah. And we're going to be operating inside of the color mana, spell point variant rules, and martial power playtest document here on my Patreon. Click there, and then click into martial powers, and then that opens up a read-only Google Doc for you guys, which is the same document that I will be working in today. So you can read along with me as we go through this endeavor. And let's see. The other thing is here's the color mana spell point variant rules that are out right now. These are all the different. Oh yeah, by the way, worth considering. This is a discounted bundle of color mana mechanics that are on the DMsGuild for a 34% discount. 34% discount. $16.50 for the Knights and Tricksters, the core mechanics, elemental keys, spell point sorcerers, spell point warlocks, and the revised color mana spell list. So these are all the mechanics that you need to use the color magic system for Magic the Gathering with mana instead of spell slots in the 8 schools of magic. The Martial Powers Project fleshes out the rest of the classes to have the same mana mechanics, so all 13 classes throughout Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is using the same mana mechanic that we can then take the generic universal 1-to-1 point ratio and convert that into a magic paradigm, such as color mana, 4 elements, 3 bodies, light and dark side of force. Since we can have a hard and soft magic system, soft magic is just narrative. You spend the proper amount of points to cast the spell or trigger the power that you're trying to use, and it happens, and you describe it any way you want. That's a soft magic system where there's not a lot of technical depth to what it is. It's just easily narrated and has a simple point expenditure system. Or you can go hard magic, where you assign a color to each spell and each point of mana. And if you need enough mana of the right color to cast the spell that you need, so that you, when you are finished, when you're regaining mana, or whenever you take a rest, short or long rest, you can reconfigure how much mana of each color is in your mana pool, or elementals, how much of each element is in your elemental storm, or however you want to express it. Which body are you leaning into the most between, say, body, mind, and soul, if you're using a 3-body system? So a lot of different ways to spin it, and the narrative is intentionally loose like that. So it's very easy for you to be able to switch between paradigms and different campaigns, but still be able to make use of the same stuff. So the 2 things that we're working on today is converting the Echo Knight, because one of our playtesters specifically asked about the Echo Knight. I don't own the Echo Knight, so I had to do some off-screen research to find out more about what the subclass features are. I've certainly played alongside them many times. I've DM'd for one before, but I didn't recall the features well enough to be able to ramble on it. So here's some of the things that I'm thinking about with the Echo Knight. So I may as well build out a space for it. Let's see. We're going to play with the Barbarian after we finish messing around with the Echo Knight. I think I'm going to take the Echo Knight. I think I'm going to drag it all the way down past the full casters, right before the DM section. Because I can't publish Echo Knight in this book, because it's not owned by Wizards. It's just on D&D Beyond through Critical Role's stuff. So it's not DMsGuild legal. I can, though, publish it as fan content on my Patreon channel. So that's what we'll do. We'll take the mechanics that we come up with here, and then we'll draft up a separate PDF document, and I'll post that on my YouTube. Hold on, I got a skin burr here. Hang nail. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so we can publish that on Patreon, and just be something free for people to see. So I just gotta get to the end. Cleric, sorcerer, wizard, and white, blue, black, red, green. Done. Paradigms. Oh, sorry. Backgrounds. Was above. Okay, great. So here we go. This. Echo Nigget. Bonus powers. Thank you, timer. Level. Powers. This is going to be level 3, level 5, level 9, level 13, level 17, because all the powers work off of half-casting scaffolds. Got a Tumblr, perhaps? The Hell site has a great art community. No, I do not have Tumblr. We'll figure out what. So we get 10 bonus powers. We always get 10 bonus powers or spells. Rangers and paladins. Well, Rangers, for instance, have a mix of 5 powers and 5 spells, and then like the fighter Eldritch Knight and the Arcane Trickster, they have all of their bonus powers are instead spells that they gain, but they can just learn powers otherwise. Which is fun. Yeah, right. Because I need another social media platform. Maybe I'll consider it. Maybe I'll consider it. Appreciate the invitation. Thank you. So this will be level 18. This will be level 15. Level 10. Level 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's accurate, right? Yeah, 7, 10. Okay, cool. Please, right on. First one is Manifest Echo. I know the titles correctly. Manifest Echo. Level 7 variant is Unleash Incarnation. No, that's also third. Level 3 bonus powers. Well, shit. Now I've got Living Color in my head. I am not a fan of the Eldritch Knight. I love the flavor of it. That is not what I am talking about. I love the flavor of the Eldritch Knight. What I don't like the most about the Eldritch Knight is Unleash Incarnation, which gives your fighter an extra attack at 3rd level. And in 2024, you can already get attack, nick, bonus action attack. You can already get 3 attacks at 3rd level. And then at 5th level, it bumps to 4, obviously, because you get the extra attack. That's going to take it to 4 and then 5. And that's just, I just think it's too much. So the Eldritch Knight wasn't built with 2024 sensibilities in mind, and it has shifted. But the one thing that the Unleash Incarnation gets is you can make a melee attack during your attack action through your Echo instead of yourself. So it's just an extra attack that you just get. So I am generally not a fan of that. That tends to be Ranger and Barbarian territory. I'd rather leave it over in the wilds. Echo just feels like an easy, a low-hanging piece of fruit to give it something just a little bit OP that makes it more interesting or more optimization interesting. If you take away the obvious OP advantage of something and provide meaningful balance around it, then it becomes more of a flavor pick and uniqueness pick instead of overpowered or the obvious choice because of how strong it is. So one of the major endeavors that we have for the Martial Powers Project in general is to make all of the classes and all of the subclasses competitive in attracting your attention. That they do a shitload of stuff. They all have relatively same power levels across the tiers, but they achieve things differently and they get different bonus perks. So I like the idea of being able to curve out the system so you're not just grabbing the most obvious power advantage. You're grabbing something that's going to give you the tools that you want to express your character the way that you want to, without having to worry about is it powerful or is it weak, because they're all relatively just strong. So I'll spend time in an upcoming episode doing a power level breakdown between full casters and marshals using this system and how balanced it really is. The skinny of it is that once you get to about 5th level and higher, the spellcasters in the normal D&D game, spellcasters already outstripping the martial characters because of the burst potential that they have and the spell level power that they're starting to accumulate. while the martial characters are staying relatively static in their abilities. They don't have a large laundry list of things that they could prepare and swap out, or have like large burst damage, or save or suck spell effects, or have utility spells that make low-level challenges now inconsequential to your character's progression. And I think those ideas have a role as unique play loops and power fantasies inside the game as full casters. But the problem is that the breadth of options and the damage that they're capable of performing makes them often the OP choice. Like, if you really want to be powerful, you're going to be a full caster, either a druid, cleric, or a wizard, most likely. So the way that we're trying to build these out is that before 5th level, because of the amount of power that your characters can spam, it's likely that full casters are going to end up on cantrips at some point, while the martial characters are still capable of generating mana to perform powers. But that's pretty much limited to combat. Outside of combat, they have to burn their mana pool, and you only have 1 mana per short rest at 1st level. If you use that mana for utility, you are now reliant on giving up action economy to generate mana until you can take a rest and get that 1 point back, which is why I often recommend just leaning into feats and a sustained power that you don't have to repeatedly cast or channel and spam because it just lasts all day. So that's a real easy way to transition your character from level 1, 2 into 3. By the time you get your subclass with 6 powers, you'll have had an opportunity for 1st and 2nd level to gain a ton of feats, all the weapon masteries that you want, and maybe a sustained power or 2, and be ready for when you hit your subclass to start actually having enough mana to sling around to be able to use these different effects. So at the 1st and 2nd level, casters and martials are basically the same. The way that D&D vanilla, like rules as written, works is that it's all pretty balanced from level 1 to 5, and then spellcasters start to ramp in power. But most campaigns end by level 7 or 9, if not sooner. So a lot of people that actually play the game never experience the power spike. So, okay. This resolves that for us. So by having the as those full casters start to ramp up in their spell power, the martial characters are capable of generating enough mana for free during combat rounds that they can maintain, not quite pace in, they can't pace in area of attack damage or control or utility out of combat, but they have a ton of mana they can spend into ability checks and CC control and raw damage for a single target. So and defensive capabilities, and peeling off and acting as an actual tank. So those are good loops to be able to build in that the system really leans into. So having said all that, I don't like the Echo because it doesn't, it right at 3rd level, right as you get it, it has this object that, granted, as soon as it takes damage, it gets destroyed, and then you create it again. I'm fine with that. I'm actually really fine with that. It's just that you get the bonus extra attack as part of your attack action at 3rd level. It just feels like you're already getting this amazing utility of this Echo that you can create as a bonus action, and now you're putting an extra attack on top of it. It feels a little bloaty, but I want to resculpt that space. The problem that I have is that there's other like the monk, for example, can always use a bonus action to make an attack. There's nothing wrong with that because you're not creating. So when you give a creature an extra attack, or you give a character just an extra attack as part of their attack action, you're giving them action economy. You may as well give them a second reaction, or give them an extra bonus action, or give them a free dash action every turn on top of their movement action. But you're giving them an extra action that no one else gets. They have to attack, but what else is a fighter going to do? So I don't like how that mechanic is giving them more action economy than other characters would normally have otherwise. So I'm good with it being converted into a bonus action to make the extra attack instead of just adding to your attack. But that also conflicts with, you have to use the Echo to, have to use your bonus action to actually manifest the echo. So making the bonus action so that when I manifest the echo, I can also make an attack with it, resolves that issue. But it's also an object, so we need to flesh that stuff out. And I've already made a couple bullet points here about what to do with it all. So we're going to lean into that a little bit. So give me a second here to start wordsmithing. Manifest echo. You can you can create an echo of yourself as a bonus action within within 10 feet of your location. As you gain levels, you can create the echo further away, 5 feet times 5 feet plus 5 per rank of power gained as a fighter. The maximum distance your echo can be the maximum distance between your echo can exist from you is 30 feet. If it moves further, if the distance is further, the echo is destroyed. What else? Echo. The echo has 1 hit point. The echo is a non-flammable object with 1 hit point. It's otherwise a non-flammable object with 1 hit point. When it takes any damage, it is destroyed unless you choose to take the damage on behalf of the echo. So if you've got 40 hit points and you've got an echo, the echo gets hit, it could be destroyed if you let it go. Otherwise, you take, like, say, it deals 10 points of damage, you take the 10 points of damage yourself. And then the echo doesn't move. So that allows us to set up neat loops, giving it a hit point, have it so that it needs to have at least 1 hit point. And I wouldn't want it to be touched because it has to be able to engage with stuff in the environment. Hold on real quick. Something is about to go wrong with my body. I have to AFK. I'll be right back. Boy, I've got a bit of the food poisoning. That is unfortunate. Well, thank you. Oh, you freaking vey. If that happens too frequently, I might just have to end the day. I won't bore you with the details, but it was horrible. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, Echo is not... Yeah, you need at least 1 hit point because damage is what destroys it. So that's a necessary component. It's not... I have a common feature in pets and stuff that it shares your hit point pool. It might have its own buffer of hit points, but once it exceeds that amount, it relies on your own hit point pool. So now you're playing risk and reward with it. So, hey, what's up, Auntie? Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, I don't get food poison often. I'm hoping it washes away without having to worry about up and disappearing on stream too much. But okay, so we're rebuilding the Echo. Here's some bullet points that we wanted to play with. We have the 1 hit point. It has to stay within 30 feet. Let's see. The Echo has its own movement. Each round during your turn equal to your speed. It can fly. It can also the Echo has its own. The Echo can fly. The Echo can fly and hover. The Echo has a fly speed of equal to your movement speed and can hover. During your turn, you can freely switch positions between you and your Echo, period. So, well, I'm glad to have you. Right, collect all 5 billion. So that's the Manifest Echo skinny of it until we figure out if we need more stuff. And then we have a stack of stuff that we're doing with Unleash Incarnation. We're parsing between the two. We're having Manifest Echo, which describes what it can do. And yeah, you move, switch. I might move these 2 things. I'm going to move that down to here, to the Unleash. Unleash Incarnation is basically talking about action economy and movement, attacks and stuff. So, what can we do with this? The Echo has a fly speed equal to your move speed and can hover. You can use a bonus action to attack from the Echo. To make a weapon attack from the Echo's position. You can, including the bonus action used to manifest the Echo. Let's see. Echo. Echo. And let's see, you right. You can treat the Echo as an ally when channeling powers that can affect. You can, this is the way I should word it. You can target your Echo as an ally when channeling powers. That's probably the best way to put that. Hey, what's up? Gotta say, when it goes like after your own initiative, original says on your turn you can mentally command the Echo to move up to 30 feet in any direction. No action required. My mind has been on sort of a illusionary copy. DA Paradox. Huh. Okay. Thanks, Omni. Appreciate the insight. Let's see. As you... maximum distance your Echo can exist from you is 30 feet. If the distance is further, the Echo is destroyed. The Echo is non-flammable. During your turn, you can freely switch positions between you and your Echo. Okay, we'll do that. During your turn, you can move the Echo to any position you choose within, to any space up to 30 feet away. During your turn, you can move the Echo to any space up to 30 feet away from you. No action. So that kind of, is that the literal wording? On your turn, you can mentally command the Echo to move up to 30 feet in any direction? So you can just keep moving it 30 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet, 30 feet. If I'm here, I want to make an argument. Hold on. Tell me if I'm not thinking correctly. If I start here, and I have an Echo. If I start here and I have an Echo, and he squares 5 feet, and without requiring action during my turn, I can move the Echo 30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can move it to here. I then take the move action to move 30 feet, and then because it doesn't take any action, I can move it another 30 feet, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then switch locations with it, right? So for a move action using the Echo skipping, I can move 60 feet and around, right? And then I can just simply reposition the Echo so it's 60 feet away from me so I can do that again. I'm basically getting double move for free, right? I mean, is that basically how it's worded to work? Is this an argument that's already been resolved that I'm missing? Yeah. See, if what you gave me is literally what it says, but raw of the rules as intended should be it can move up to 30 feet. My vision of this, and I'm going to fight back, not that I'm better or anything, but since we're having a conversation about specifics, and something I'm really into is diving deep into the specifics. This is something that I enjoy mincing details over. I think if we give it a move speed that matches yours, With flight, then basically the shadow can keep pace with you as you move relative to your position. The rabbit hole. It could be worded better, like saying it has more move speed is better. Yeah. Okay, but no, I really, because again, I don't own it, and obviously you picked up on that, so I appreciate you giving me the lore there, because that's a good shit test. Like, am I on the right train of thought here or not? And it sounds like I'm on the right train of thought. So, equal to your movement speed and can hover, period. During your turn, you can move the echo to any place up to 30 feet. No. The echo has a, during your turn, the echo has a fly speed equal to your movement speed and can hover. That can move during your turn. In tandem, because you have to keep within 30 feet of you. So if you allow it to move in tandem with, I don't know if that's the right way to word it. I have an editor who will tell me if that's right or not. But the idea is that while I'm moving, I can also move my echoes. So we're always staying at the same position of each other while moving our same relative distance. Like if I have my echo 20 feet above me and I want to move, say 30 feet, because that's my movement speed, then it's going to be able to do that and stay in the same position as me while I move. And then like sands of time, right? So I'm going to get to a place where there's like a ledge up here. So the echo can get to the ledge and then I can switch positions and now I'm up on that ledge. And then I can move my echo someplace else, but not until the next turn. So that's the thought process behind that. You can use a bonus action to make a weapon attack from the echo's position, including the bonus action used to manifest the echo. You can target your echo as an ally when channeling powers. Text. No, you can't. Equal to yours. Well, okay, so if it's truly an echo of you, and your speed is reduced to 0, should not your echo's movement also be reduced to 0? The echo isn't a separate you. It's a separate instance of what you could be. You are assigning a point on the board that says, although I'm here, I could also be there. But you don't get a bunch of, like, it doesn't get its own bonus action. It doesn't get its own reaction. It doesn't even get its own attack. Unless you're using the rules where it says that when you take an attack, you can attack an extra time from the position of the echo. The echo isn't ever taking actions. It is you taking actions from the point of the echo, which is the goal of it, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the intent. If that is just like a projection of me and I can't move, then the projection shouldn't be able to move either because it's just a projection of me. But I can still swap positions with it. If I swap positions with it, is it no longer restrained? Has that been an argument that's been debated? If I am restrained and I switch positions with my echo, now my echo restrained, but I am not, so I can continue to take action economy, or is when the echo switches position, is it now restrained? If I'm D&D 5e Echo Knight, if I'm restrained and swap with my echo, is it restrained instead? Yeah, well, it's kind of overbuffed as it is, don't you think? So you could get out of being restrained that way by switching positions with your echo, and you're no longer restrained because the echo can't take on conditions, just positions. So you basically ghost out of being restrained. So I think that's fair. So I don't think it's a debuff because you can move it during your turn. So if you're restrained during your turn, like say you're caught in Navard's Black Tentacles, and you've been restrained, and your echo is also inside of the region of the Avard's Black Tentacles. Well, the tentacles are probably going to try to grab the echo and destroy it, but given that, use your bonus action to manifest another echo and then move it away, or if you're close enough to the edge, you can manifest it outside of the tentacles, then you just swap positions with it, and now you're no longer restrained by the tentacles, you walk away. So, but if you're paralyzed, then your echo wouldn't move because you're paralyzed. I don't want it to be something that I'm open to debating that. The idea of like picking a point in space and then like clicking and then it just teleports to that location. No, you have to move it, right? And it's only 30 feet unless I want to spend a bonus action to like Misty hop it to that new location. So I don't think I'm wrong on this thought process. And I can see the only because it's gonna be in a different position than you are anyway. If it's an effect that's taking your speed to 0, you could still use your bonus action to manifest the echo again at the position that you want as a free Misty Hop effect, and then switch positions with it as a free action. That's where it's OP. Giving its own movement, not have it attached to your action economy, and give your Echo Knight permanent Misty Hop for basically ever. That's very strong. And then give him an extra attack on top of it. It's very, very strong. AoE sure because you aren't there anymore. Yeah. That's my debate. Anytime during is assumed if it has 15 feet of movement left. Oh, does it take 15 feet of movement to swap? This is the problem with me not actually having the thing. Huh. I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know that. That's because oh god, it takes 15 feet. Because the way that I have it is you can just swap back and forth between them freely. There's no restriction during your turn. You can go to either one of the positions, but you have to use your movement budget for both of them. So I'm gonna leave it like that and see if it's actually broken or not. I see now with the 15 feet of movement that it being able to point and click to where it would be within 30 feet of you, and then using 15 feet to swap, that allows you to swap there, do something, and then move back. But you have to eat your own action economy to do it. You have to eat your own movement. That is interesting. Okay, let's do it that way. Where the deuce is my bit? There, let's pluck this out so we have a separate stand. The bonus action within 10 feet of your location. As you gain levels, you can create the echo further away. I'm going to change that. You can create an echo of yourself as a bonus action within 30 feet. As you gain levels, I can get rid of all that. The maximum distance your echo can exist from you is 30 feet. So the more movement speed you get, the more often you can swap back and forth with your echo. So having increased movement speed, Huh, it's just because it just takes 15 feet of movement. So if you use the dash action, it would allow you to have more swaps between yourself and your echo because of the 15 feet of movement, right? I appreciate that. Thank you. Where are you fetching it from? If you're on my Discord, you can drop it to me there, or you can send it to me as a DM. You can create an echo of yourself as a bonus action within 30 feet of your location. I'm fine with it having distant location as a bonus action. 30 feet yourself, the maximum distance your echo can exist from you is 30 feet. If the distance is further, the echo is destroyed. The echo is a non-flammable object with 1 hit point. When it takes any damage, it is destroyed unless you choose to take the damage on behalf of the echo. During your turn, you can switch. You can spend 15 feet of movement to switch positions between you and your echo. I am now understanding a little bit better why they're doing that. Alright, well, let's see if I can find it then. What, like that? Holy biscuit, that's a wall of fucking text. Regardless of the distance between the two of you. Interesting. Yeah, I like that. You can see within 5 feet of your echo moves at least 5 feet away from it. You can use your reaction to make opportunity attack against this creature. Okay. There, okay, cool. So that cleaned all that up. That's cool. So I'll take you from 15 to 19. I'm good with that. Let's see. Let's see, 15 feet to move, switch positions with it. Let's move these to here. Good. Okay, and let's see. Unleash Incarnation. When you make an attack, it can originate from your position. It can originate from you or your echo. You can take reaction. You can use a reaction that is triggered at your. You can use a reaction from your position or the echoes. Use a bonus action to make a weapon attack from the echo's position, including the bonus action used to manifest the echo. You can target your echo as an ally when channeling powers. Target yourself as an ally when channeling powers. By targeting the echo, period. That should be sufficient. Oh, right on, Art. No, I think that's really fair and very appreciated. No, now that I know that there's that 15-foot jump clause, I'm fine with you just being able to point and click to where it's at. That's fine, because you're just basically saying if it's within 30 feet, I can attack from there at will, and I can swap places with it, but only twice around. So it's still a movement action, Misty Hop, but it took a bonus action to set it up first. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. This doesn't feel broken. And getting rid of the extra attack action as part of your attack, I want to reduce that down. So I'm good with the bonus action. You can target yourself. You can use a bonus action. You can create an echo of yourself as a maneuver using a bonus action within 20 feet of your location. Without expending mana, using a bonus action within 30 feet of yourself at a location you can see as a maneuver without expending mana. Period. I'm not going to tie it to a bonus action because a maneuver can be used as an action or a bonus action. So there may be circumstances when you want to pop it twice, eating up all of your action economy to do so. I'd be fine with that in some circumstances. The maximum distance your echo can exist. The maximum distance, the furthest. The echo is destroyed if it is more than 30 feet away. That's a very fast, easy bullet point. During your turn, you can spend 50 feet of movement to switch positions between you and your echo. The Echo has AC 14 plus your max rank of power gain as a fighter, 14 to 19. The Echo is a non-flammable object with 1 hit point. When it takes damage, it is destroyed unless you choose to take the damage on behalf of the Echo. And then we have, when you make an attack, it can originate from you or your Echo. When you make an attack, you can target target can be within reach of you or your echo. There you go. You can use a reaction from... there's got to be a better way of wording that. You can, because not just opportunity attacks, I want to be able to use any kind of reaction because we have a very wide variety of reactions that we want to make relevant. You can use a reaction. You can use a reaction from your position or the echoes. Use a reaction from your position or your echoes. Like for example, I'm not sure if that's sufficient wording, but like for example, if a creature attacks your echo and it hits, you could use... Let me find it real quick. Reaction. Retaliate. As a reaction to taking damage, you can make an opportunity attack against the attacker. So, if you attack my echo and you hit it, I can take damage and the echo doesn't go away. I can take that damage for the echo. It stays in place. I've taken damage. I can now use my reaction to retaliate against whoever it is that just hit my echo because they dealt damage to me, and I can trigger reactions from where my echo is at or where I'm at. It's the same thing. So I'm taking damage from my position, which triggers a reaction, which I can attack the person who damaged me, which is at the location of my echo. That's some fun shit you can do. Interpose. As a reaction to when an ally within reach of your melee attack takes damage from a source you can see, you can take any portion of that damage and gain resistance to it. So I could use interpose as my echo next to you. My echo takes all of your damage, but I'm going to take all the damage for the echo, and I'm going to have resistance to it. So my echo can be a guard to you that I could use my interpose to continually take damage on behalf of you and continually absorb it through my echo. So that's a neat one. No, that's fine. No, this is just some fun stuff that you can do with it. But yeah, I'm content with the core mechanics of where the echo is at. From here, we get to build up on it with its later features and start bending the math around it. But you can target yourself as an ally when channeling powers by targeting the echo. I like the idea, but I'm not sure if I want that to stick. What is this saying? You can target yourself as an ally when channeling powers. So what does that mean? Like, for example, a coordinated attack. You can empower one ally per mana channeled this way that you can see or hear to use their reaction to make an attack. Rolling one power die per mana channeled, adding the highest result to the attack against the target you and your ally can see. So you and your ally, which in this case would be you and your echo, you can use a maneuver, and a maneuver can be triggered as an action or as a bonus action. So I have my echo in place, I have my attacks, I could then use my bonus action to trigger a coordinated attack, which then I spend 1 point of mana, which is one ally, which can be my echo. My echo, I can now use my own reaction through my echo in response to my coordinated attack command to then give myself a power die of bonus attack to add to my attack roll, attacking from the point of the echo. I don't know if that's too complicated or not, but that's the intention. So I can actually trigger my own reactions by targeting an instance of myself as though it were an ally, and then using my own action economy, using my reaction during my own turn to respond to my own command through the echo. If that makes sense. I could technically have my echo, I could flash through my echo, issue a command back to my character to have me use a reaction from my position to attack somebody an extra time, using a bonus action to do so. But it's the bonus action, the reaction. I'm otherwise just making a bonus action attack, but I'm gaining an extra power die to my attack roll. So there's advantage, and it costs me a point of mana to do that. Otherwise, I could just dual wield weapons and just make a normal. I could just make an extra attack with my bonus action that way instead. But ramping it this way actually creates advantage, not advantage, but adds an extra die worth of probability of me hitting, making the point of mana worth it, but eating up extra economy to do it. That might be overly complicated. I like the idea of it for now, but I might have to kill it off. But for now, I'm going to let it stand. When a creature hits you or your echo with an attack, you can use your reaction to make a weapon attack from your space. That's too limited. I just want language that I can just plug in, because I've got like 30 reactions, and I want all of them to be something that you could potentially do through your echo if your position with your echo allows you to trigger it. Like, here's a random one, Hexproof. As a reaction to when a creature you can see targets you with a spell or magical effect, you are unaffected by it, wasting the spell or effect. Like, so if somebody targets my echo and I don't want my echo to go away, it'd be expensive as fuck. It'll cost me 4 mana, but I can just neutralize that thing that's targeting my echo. It's not technically targeting me, it's targeting the echo. So I should be able to use my reactions through the echo, if that makes sense. Hey, welcome back. Oh, got it. Right on. Oh, no shit. Sorry, my timing's off. Great minds, man. You're in the zone with me. You're in there with me. Let's see. What's another fun one? Moving target. As a reaction to when a creature you can see moves into or within the reach of your melee weapon, you can make an attack, even if the target. You can make an opportunity attack, even if the target is using the disengage action, rolling 1 power die per mana channeled, adding the highest result to the attack roll. If the attack misses, restore the mana to the pool. So if somebody runs past my echo, it'll cost me 2 mana to burn it, but I get to roll 2 power dice to add to the attack roll, and if it hits, then I burn those 2 points of mana, and I get to make an opportunity attack against that guy just for running near my echo, not even leaving the area of effect, just entering or moving through it. So that's useful for people that are trying to or that are trying to skirt their way out or disengage from you elegantly. You can blow mana to counter it. Speaking of countering, as a reaction to when a creature within range of your weapon attack uses the magic action, make an attack. If it hits, the target takes damage and must make a Constitution saving throw against your channeling DC, or half the damage dealt, whichever is greater. If the save fails, the action is disrupted as though affected by counterspell. If the attack misses, restore the mana to your pool. There you go. Whiff and a miss. Retaliate, reposition. Reposition is great as a reaction to when a creature moves towards you. You can move 10 feet. So if somebody approaches my echo, I could move myself 10 feet because it's affecting the echo. That's fun. Let's see. Okay, so I'm good with that. So that you can target yourself as an ally when channeling powers. I'm gonna let that stand until something weird happens that says we can't. So what is 7? Yeah, we're using our cheat sheet over here. Thanks for the suggestion on the link. Unleashed Incarnation. That's what we just dealt with. Oh, yeah, it's limited by a number of times per day. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. Huh. Whenever you take the attack action, you can make 1 additional melee attack from the echo's position. You can do this a number of times equal to your con modifier. That's interesting. No, I like unlimited bonus action. That's monk-like. I'm totally cool with that. I think that's just better. Echo Avatar. Starting at 7, you can temporarily transfer your consciousness to your echo. As an action, you can see through your echo's eyes and hear through its ears. During this time, you are deafened and blinded. You can sustain this effect for up to 10 minutes. And you can end it at any time. Requires no action. When your echo is being used this way, it can be up to 1,000 feet from you without being destroyed. Alrighty then. I know that I had some notes about that. Echo gains. Let's see. Yeah. Let's go look at Arcane Eye. The spell Arcane Eye. All right. Arcane Eye, 4th level. You create an invisible, invulnerable eye within range that hovers for the duration. You mentally receive visual information from the eye, which can see in every direction. It also has dark vision with a range of 30 feet. As a bonus action, you can move the eye up to 30 feet in any direction. A solid barrier blocks the eye's movement, but the eye can pass through an opening as small as 1 inch. Yep. You can expend 2 mana to create and sustain. How to word this? I'll just go simple without overly complicating stuff. It is what, 4:41. Okay, so I have maybe like maybe an hour. I have about an hour left. So Echo Avatar. Your Echo becomes. I'm just mudding this real quick. Your Echo becomes the Arcane Eye spell for 2 mana. So the Arcane Eye, it can move, it has dark vision. There you go. You aren't blinded or deafened by it. It doesn't have a 1,000 foot range limit, and it has no end of duration as long as it doesn't get destroyed. So how to word that? You can do it this way. You can expend how do I want to word that? You can spend 2 mana to cast the Arcane Eye, turning your Echo into. Yeah, I want to get rid of the Invisible Eye feature. I'm gonna mud it, but yeah, I like where you're thinking. You can channel 2 mana to sustain. As a second rank sustained effect, you can mentally receive visual information from your Echo. Expanding your perception to see in every direction. If you have dark vision, sustaining your echo this way does as well, period. As a bonus action, you can move. Do I want to use a bonus action to continue to move it? It is scouting, so I guess, I mean, I could technically. What's the wording have for the movement already? No, because it just appears someplace. So there we go. As a bonus action, you can move the eye up to 30 feet in any direction. While sustaining the echo this way. As a bonus action, you can move up to 30 feet in any direction without and it is no longer limited to 30 feet distance from you, period. Now, we'll drop that. A solid barrier blocks the echo's movement, but it can pass through an opening as small as 1 inch diameter. There. So you could technically leave this on all day. If the echo gets destroyed, if you send it out scouting for you, again, you have the ability to absorb damage for it. So if you send out scouting and it blunders into a trap, it takes 10 points of damage, then you are going to be able to take that 10 points of damage for it, and it can continue to scout for you. So as long as you're willing to sack damage, it can keep moving. So super useful if you have a cleric at your shoulder healing you while you are basically panning around the environment. Add a little space there. Add a little space there. Add a little space there. Okay, so now we're at the 10th level abilities. So far, so good. Shadow Martyr. Starting at 10th level, you can make your echo throw itself in front of an attack directed at another. We already have that beat with like interception and shit. You can see before the attack roll is made, you can use your reaction to teleport the echo to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the target. The attack roll that triggered the reaction is instead made against your echo. Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest. Did I have any notes about this when I first heard about it? If you destroy your echo after channeling a power... Oh, did I switch these? Wait. If you destroy your echo after channeling a power... It generates 2 temporary mana while doing so. That would be Reclaim Potential. If you just, ooh, that's what it was. Oh, that's why it was under Shadow Martyr. I get it now. Okay. Okay, Shadow Martyr. This is gonna be cool. When you channel a power through your echo, you can choose to destroy the echo as part of the channeling. If you do, you gain 2 points of temporary mana to apply to spend on the channeled power. So it takes a bonus action for you to create one. So I could create a I think it says up here I can channel powers through my echo. It should say that. Echo, location, you can see as maneuver. Echo is destroyed if it moves more than 30 feet away. During your turn, you can spend 15. Echo is not flammable. When you make an attack, target can be within reach of you or your echo. You can use a reaction from your position or the echo's. You can use a bonus action to make a weapon attack from the echo's position, including the bonus action used when including the bonus action to manifest it, because you could do it as an action or a bonus action, so I have to distinguish that language there more properly. You can target yourself as an ally, which I'm going to, yeah, that's starting to feel weirder and weirder. I'm going to get rid of that. It just feels less natural. But you can channel powers through your echo. When you channel a power, you can originate from your echo. There you go. So like for example, shunt. Anyone that's within 10 feet of you gets pushed away as a strength saving throw. I could, if I have my echo, I could manifest my echo into a pile of people and then shunt them to push them all away. Both shunt and echo are treated as maneuvers. So I could use either one of them as an action and a bonus action. And that would leave my movement open, and it would still leave me with a reaction open. But yeah, I'd be able to manifest and then punch them all with an actual power like that. Or like Wave of Terror, for instance. I could drop a shadow in front of people and then Wave of Terror, and they'll all run away from the position where the echo is at instead of me. So like I could have them run towards me and then run past me. And as they run past me on their way, running away from my echo, I could then use my opportunity attack to hit them as they run by, for instance. When you channel a power through your echo, you can choose to destroy the echo as part of the channeling, as part of channeling the power, Doing so generates 2 points of temporary mana to pay to spend on the channel power. There you go. Temporary mana is you gain it during the round, and at the end of the round it's gone, so use it or lose it. Sometimes there's specific, like in this instance, it's you're specifically generating temporary mana to pay for something. There's a feat that we have called Efficient Power that whenever you channel a power, the act of channeling that power generates a point of mana to pay for it. So of a first rank power that requires 1 mana, if you take take Efficient Channeling, you're effectively paying for itself as part of channeling it. So it basically becomes a cantrip. So like first rank powers can effectively become cantrips while still having a free die applied to them, because it's like generating mana with action economy, but the actual act of channeling creates the mana in this instance, converting it, like I just said, basically converting first rank powers into, it's downcasting everything a level effectively. But you have to, but everything triggers off of like the amount of dice you roll is equal to the mana spent. So a first rank power, if I were to reduce the cost of that first rank power to 0 so that it does truly become a cantrip, I no longer spend any mana on it, so I no longer have any power dice to roll, which is probably why I'm like precise shot, like precise attack, for instance. If I were to make it a 0 hit die, 0 power dice, I would have no, I would get +0 to my attack roll, and so it would be pointless for me to channel it in the first place, because the reason I was channeling it was so I could roll power dice to add to my attack roll. So by making it an efficient power, instead of reducing the cost to 0 and eliminating the power die, I instead give you a free point as part of the process of channeling it, so it pays for itself. So if you want to have more than one die, you then start adding your own mana into it. It's a little more complicated than what 5e is. But once all these mechanics are consistent, and there's not a lot of them. So once you get all of the mechanics of how it works, you can start building these really cool combinations and action sequences and work your own your own character economy to build around how you want it to perform, more so than what other options are allowing us. So I recognize it is more complicated. So the Shadow Martyr, it destroys itself to generate mana for you. Then we're going to look at Reclaim Potential. You learn to absorb the fleeting magic of your echo. When an echo of yours is destroyed by taking damage, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your con modifier plus X. You can use this feature a number of times to get your con bonus. Did I have comments about that? I feel like I did. At one point I did. I say no to saving. Let's go back down. Echo Knight. Get temporary hit points when your echo is destroyed. Remove pain separately for echo stained. There's a bonus, there's a free action to destroy your echo. Get temporary hit points when your echo is destroyed. Reclaim potential. Do I like that? Destroyed. When an echo of yours is destroyed by taking damage, when your echo is destroyed by taking damage, you gain temporary hit points equal to a roll of your power die. What, plus your level? Roll of your power die. You gain temporary hit points equal to a roll. It's a 2d6, or at this level it's a d8, and it'll eventually be a d10, equal to the result of rolling 2 power dice. There. Good enough for now. 18, Legion of 1. Love it. We're almost almost there. Hey, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, 2d6 plus 5 on your con bonus at best is going to cap at 17 versus you're going to get d10s at 17th level. It's d8s right now. It'll be d10s at 20th level or at 17th level, which is up to 20. So that's out distancing the 2d6 plus 7, and at 8th level it's a little less on average, but it paces. On the high end, it'll be less on average. When your echo is destroyed, let's do this instead. Let's get rid of the by taking damage. So now I can trigger its own destruction and gain 2 points of temporary mana to generate a channeled power with, and I get two power dice worth of mana as a result of it. So these two things now completely reward me for using my bonus action to waste my waste my echo. That's actually really cool. I generate the echo to destroy it, and when I destroy it, I get 2 mana. I get 2 mana, and I get two dice worth of temporary hit points. I like that a lot, actually. I like that a whole lot. Yeah. Legion of 1, 18th level, you can use a bonus action to create 2 echoes. And those echoes can coexist. If you try to create a 3rd echo, the previous 2 echoes are destroyed. Thank you, Townley Timer. In addition, when you roll initiative and have no uses of the Unleash Incarnation feature above, you regain 1 use. Fuck that. Let's grab this real quick. Copy, drop it down here. Now let's cut that and drop it into the document. What did I do with it? You can use a bonus action to create 2 echoes with your Manifest Echo feature, and these echoes can coexist. If you try to create a 3rd echo, the previous 2 echoes are destroyed so that you aren't choosing between the 2 of them. If you create versus destroyed. Goes instead of 1 when you use the Manifest Echo feature. And these echoes can coexist. If you create 1 or 2 new echoes, the original 2 are destroyed. And 1 echo's position can be done from the others instead. You can And you can sustain both as and you can sustain 4 mana for both echoes. And you can sustain 4 mana to use Echo Avatar, the Echo Avatar, to use the Echo Avatar feature on both simultaneously. So you can send out 2 scouts. While sustaining this echo this way as a maneuver, without expending mana. This is actually important to say that. Because, again, maneuvers can be done as actions and bonus actions. You can sustain 4 mana to use the Echo Avatar feature on both simultaneously, period. Each requires separate commands to move. Separate use of the avatar, the Echo Avatar maneuver. Each requires separate actions to move. Period. There you go. So separate actions, bonus action, and action. So if all you're going to do is just sit there and get healed by your cleric when you take damage for scouting, you can send out both scouts at the same time in separate directions. Action, bonus action, action, bonus action, action, bonus action, and get information from both each round. Pretty fucking cool. 18th level approved. And it's 4 mana. You can cap out at 5 at this level, so that jives. And that's the Echo. So that's I think that's rough and ready enough for if one of our playtesters wants to start running this at 3rd level, they are welcome to do so. But now we get to select the powers. So we get 2 powers of meta powers or 1st rank, and then we get up to 2nd rank powers, up to 3rd rank powers, and then up to 4th rank powers thereafter. So let's go cherry pick specific powers to add to the Echo Knight to lean into. So what I like to do is create the features first so we know what the thing is capable of doing, and then finding powers in the power list that are going to complement what their abilities are and lean into the narrative that you're creating here, so that the bonus powers become a reflection of like what's the intended use of this class, or like how do we imagine it's going to be used. So part of the play testing is, are these appropriate? There you go. So let's go check out the list. We'll start at the low end. I liked starting with feats, sustain powers, and damage types because they don't cost any mana in combat masteries. So let's first look at any cool 1st rank sustained powers that might feel particularly tasty for the Echo Knight to imbibe. So, aquatic resistance, blind sense. Blind sense isn't horrible, but it doesn't specifically scream Echo Knight, so don't care there. Dire Impact deals extra damage with attacks. Extend Reach is you get reach with your weapon. There you go. 5 feet per mana tapped. Fast. Linguist. Sure, whatever. Ranged Assault. Rogue Stance. Subtle Channeling. Ooh. Subtle Channeling. When you channel a power, there's no visual evidence that you are the source. So there's always some sort of a visual tell that goes along with mana. Since there are no verbal, somatic, or material components, it's just like you just punching mana out as part of your action, and then it becomes a magical effect. That's the narrative behind it. So we always want to have some sort of flair, some sort of like if you're a Boros character, maybe you're flashing white and red energy around you, or like when you hit your target, there's a blast radiant of like blinding light, or like not actually blinding condition, but it's like a flash of light, for instance. When you're channeling, when you're sustaining a power around yourself, maybe you have an aura of like red energy that's just flaring off of you, or like if you're omnilinguist, whenever like your tongue turns white, for instance, while you're talking to somebody, your teeth glow. Who knows? The narrative is your own, but the point is that you can always tell that somebody's using magic because they're flaring with this aura, this light of magical energy that's appropriately colored depending on what you're using with your color mana. And then so if something bad happens and they see you flaring red and black magic, it's like, I think that guy did that. Now they have somebody to point their finger towards, and like so that you can't just have like people's heads explode out of nowhere. There's some sort of a visual tell that it is you, unless you are specifically spending extra mana to eliminate that. Why is subtle channeling when you channel a power? This should not be a sustained power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I see why it's a sustained power. It's so while you channel a power, when you channel a power, there's no right. You're creating a dampening or a shell around you that conceals that, because you could be popping off multiple channel effects each round, and if it was an exploit that you had to pay for each separately, that would become just ridiculously expensive. A sorcerer can afford to do it, but you also notice that sorcerers that get that tend to get it for free as a subclass feature perk, so you don't have to burn a spell point every time you cast a spell to be subtle about it. So that makes sense. But I love that being an option. Subtle channeling, sus one. Because you can originate powers from your echo's location instead of your own. So if I'm 30 feet back, they're channeling a power through my echo. I might want to conceal my magic because I'm using my echo to get into a position that I'm not exposed from. So if I'm flaring a bunch of light around the corner, you're like, oh yeah, there's a guy around the corner using an echo. I mean, that might already be obvious, but at least you're not going to give away your position if they start looking for you. What else makes sense? Let's go down and look at feats. Yeah, I don't think any of these masteries make specific sense for the Echo. Is not really about combat masteries much. So yeah, I don't see these being particularly relevant. Feats. Let's check out some feats. Treasure Chef, Defensive Duelist, Durable, Grappler, Inspiring Leader, Mounted Piercer. I kind of really like the idea of telekinesis. And our fighting, skulker, protection, blind fighting. Yeah, I don't think any of these particularly stand out. Interception. 5e interception fighting style. Remind me of you? Other than you, within 5 feet of you with your attack, you can use your reaction to reduce the damage taken by 1d10 plus your proficiency bonus. Got it. Versus... Oh, it's interpose. Interpose is what we have. Anchor makes sense for an eventual get. Saving Grace, reroll any d20 tests, including any number of power dice rolled. Anchor and Saving Grace seem to make sense. Let's grab those. Anchor, reaction 3. Saving Grace, also reaction 2. Disarm, goading, grappling, tripping, thundering, dazing, sweeping, bursting, intimidating, provoking, staggering. Banishing doesn't I don't hate banishing. The idea of your echo disappearing and your target disappearing too. I like that idea. Let's do that up here at the high end. Banishing strike. STR4. Yeah, I'm not intuitively seeing. Let's look up telekinetic real quick. That might actually be the optimal one. Telekinetic. You learn the Mage Hand spell. Cast it with without the verbal somatic components. Invisible Hand. The range of Mage Hand is normally 30 feet. It can be away from you, both increased by 30 feet when you cast it. The spell casting ability of the ability increases by, as a standard, increased by the feet. Telekinesis shove. As a bonus action, you can telekinetically shove one creature you can see. I think that kind of flavors with an echo. I'm good with it. For lack of something better, I'm going to go with it. If someone has a suggestion, I will accept it. Feet. We got some good reactions. We got a striking effect. Let's see if there's any exploits that we like. Abundant Step makes a lot of sense. No, it doesn't. It's not a teleport effect. I forgot that. Breath of Life, Cooperative Effort, Overrun, Swift Tools. Oh, Empowered Synergy. When you channel a maneuver or sustained power, you can make a weapon attack with advantage as part of channeling the power. This attack can be made at the beginning, end, or during the power. I like that. Empowered Synergy, which is exploit 2. You can again, you can take efficient power to drop to make this half cost. It'll generate its own point of mana for it if you take efficient power, and you'll only have to spend 1 point out of your pool to be able to trigger that. But basically, it's just giving you, like, if I use empowered center, if I use a maneuver and summoning an echo is a maneuver, I would be able to. I get it for free when I summon it. But like if I were to say, what am I trying to say? The arcane eye, converting the avatar, the echo avatar. Thank you. If I were to use the echo avatar, it's a maneuver every time I use it. So I could use it twice in the same turn, and if I wanted to spend 2 mana while I was at it, I would be able to. Oh god, would I be able to make attacks? Oh god, yeah, we gotta lock that shit down. As a second rank sustained effect, you can mentally receive visual information from your echo expended your possession to see in every direction. If you have dark vision, sustaining your echo this way does as well. While sustaining the echo this way as a maneuver without expending mana. And it murder while the echo is farther than 30 feet from you, you can no longer switch locations with it or channel powers or make attacks. Make attacks or reactions from its position. Period. That's actually really necessary. What's up, V? Right, V, get out of here, man. It was good hearing from you. Have a fantastic. If you're in America, have a fantastic holiday. I'll be back on Friday morning. Friday, a lot on Friday, and then Saturday brunch as well. So we're just going to clean up the list of powers, and then we'll call it quits for the day, and then we'll come back on Friday and mess around with Barbarian instead, because it's about time for me to bounce out of here too. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 powers to acquire. So I like them power synergy. That's super cool. Yeah, get out of here, man. I like the idea of reactions. Let's go down and look at Opportunist. Opportunist is a really good one for the Echo Knight because it allows you to sacrifice attacks to gain extra reactions, and you and your echoes have more points of contact in which to use reactions. So that's actually a really, really good one to have. So let's grab that one up. Opportunist is sustain power 2. Yeah, welcome to it, man. I will see you another time. Appreciate it. Let's see what else we got. Weapon attack. To make a weapon attack, to dash, dodge, or disengage. You get a second bonus action to make a weapon attack. Or channel of power. This second bonus action cannot be sacrificed to generate mana. Period. And Celerity does not affect with this haste or similar effects. Period. I kind of like Celerity. That speaks to swiftness. Ooh, Ghostwalker. That actually does make that feels like. That just feels like Echo Knight. Yeah, I like that. Ghostwalker. Sus 3. That's cool. And sorry, again, resistance. Nah. Let's go down to. God, we don't have a single strike on you yet, do we? Oh, banishing strike 4. That's right. Okay, cool. So let's go down to exploits and maneuvers and see if there's anything tasty down there for us to fetch. You can choose to channel strikes for each target you hit with Swift Shot. Jesus, that's awesome. Wave of Terror, TK Bubble, Swift Shot, Sleeper Hold, Flicker Pounce. Flicker Pounce is also very teleport to a place. If you hit, teleport back. Otherwise, you're stuck where you're at. That would be super fucking cool to juggle with your Echo. I really like that. Flicker Pounce is super fucking cool. EFG. Flicker Pounce is maneuver 3, comma. Man 3, we're gonna have a man 3 and 3, baby. What's next? God, Flicker Pounce is so cool. Regeneration, quick utility. Curse of the Clouded Mind. Allied Assault. Shunt, Rally. Quick Interaction. Quick Help. Goad, Flatten. And I can see or hear you. Makes attacks against creatures other than you with disadvantage. Goad. What's stronger than Goad? Let's Provoke. Almost there. You make an opportunity attack and get a second attack. Jesus, that's expensive, but I love it. Strain Hold, Precise Attack, and Power Synergy. We already have that. Swift Attunement. Nah. Rush Attack, Swift Tools, Overrun, Cooperative Effort, Breath of Life, Abundant Step. Okay, so that's the stack. We wanted to go back to... yeah, Flicker Pounce is super cool. We're looking at Goad or Taunt. So let's go back up the strikes. Let's hook up with a Provoking Strike. Provoking Strike, third rank. Your weapon can deal psychic damage. The creature can only attack you until it can no longer see you or you are incapacitated. The creature can attempt to end the effect by succeeding a Wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns. Creatures immune to charm, save with advantage. Yep, Provoking Strike, super fucking Porsche. SCR 3. There we are. This is in addition to anything else that you want to pick up for the Echo Knight, but this guy's a pretty solid package now. I'm pretty happy with that. So real quick check, and then we'll bounce for the day. Yeah, it's 5:30. It's about time for me to go. You can create an Echo within 30 feet of yourself at a location you can see as a maneuver without expending mana. if you create another echo, the first is destroyed. The echo is destroyed if it is more than 30 feet away. During your turn, you can spend 15 feet of movement to switch positions between you and your echo. The echo has, so I could take a dash action and to pick up more movement to bounce around more quickly. The echo has a AC 14 plus your max rank of power gained as a fighter. The echo is a non-flammable object with 1 hit point. When it takes any damage, it is destroyed unless you choose to take the damage on behalf of the echo. When you make an attack, the target can be within reach of your echo. You can use your reaction from the position of your echo. You can use a bonus action to make a weapon attack from the echo's position, including when you manifest the echo. And when you channel a power, you can originate it from the echo. And then you can spend 2 mana to have it move further away from you and become a visual thing. If you destroy the echo, it generates 2 points of mana that you can spend. When you channel a power through your echo, you can choose to destroy the echo as part of channeling the power. After channeling the power, doing so generates 2 points of temporary mana. That works. Reclaim potential. When your echo is destroyed, you gain temporary hit points equal to the result of rolling 2 power dice. And you can now manifest 2 echoes instead of 1 when you use the manifest echo feature. Echoes can coexist. You create 1 or 2 new echoes. The original 2 are destroyed. Anything you can do from 1 echo position, it can be done from another's instead. You can sustain 4 mana to use echo avatar features on both simultaneously. Each requires separate actions to move. All right, cool. So that's it. Echo done. 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 There's my echo. All right, cool. So we're going to wrap that up. We didn't have time. This ended up taking longer than I expected. So as usual, that seems to be just the way that the design works for Phil. But the good news is that when we come back on Friday, we'll have abundant time to mess around with the Barbarian. And then we'll have, on Monday the 25th is our official session 0 to lay down rules, build characters, and set up the dungeon crawl. So on December 2nd will be our first actual delve into Beckme 5e. I am excited. So I'll be off tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving, so I hope everyone has a fantastic holiday if it's something that you celebrate. If otherwise, I hope your day is otherwise uplifted somehow. I'll be absent on Thursday. I will be back on Friday morning and Friday lunch for an extended period of time, and then I'll be back on Saturday brunch as usual, and then we'll start the week over on the 25th like usual, except that I will have a lunch stream instead of an evening stream, because my evenings will now be playtesting on Mondays between now and probably through June 2025. So if you're interested, there is a link in the description down below. Just click into my Discord and you're welcome to jump into the playtest channel and the Martial Powers conversation just to be a part of it. And I will catch everybody on the other side. Thanks a lot, V, and thanks a lot, Omni, for help. I appreciate it. We all need help, so I appreciate you being here. All right, that's it. I'm out. Later, guys.